Hey guys, welcome back. So now here in this session, we'll start a topic called automatic payment program. Okay, so we'll see. It is in short form, it is called APP. Okay, so we'll see what is this APP and the configuration part, testing part, and even like lots of things are there to learn in this automatic payment program. So we'll see those things one by one. Now, so guys, what is the use of automatic payment program? Let me show you the PPT here. Okay, so this is, oh my god, that only simply the configuration part is not added here. Okay, so now I'll just do one thing. Okay, I'll just do one thing, guys. Yeah, it's here. Okay, so I think one slide is added here by mistake. This is little down payment, so let me now. Okay, now here. So look at here, guys. Automatic payment program. Automatic payment program, generally what happened? It is used to post account payable, like payment to the vendor, based on vendor invoices automatically. Okay, and it is used to find out the due and overdue invoices, and to process a list of vendor. Even in case of customer also it is going to be used, but mainly it is used for vendor itself. That is why automatic payment program they keep as a part of account payable. So it is used to find out due and overdue invoices and process a list of vendors invoices to make the payment in one go. Now, let's suppose I'm having a vendor. This is the vendor. Against this vendor, I'm having multiple invoices we have posted, guys. These all are the invoices which we have posted against this vendor. Right? Now, so look at here. Whatever invoices we have posted, those invoices will be having certain, like these invoices are going to be due or overdue, right? After some time, that we have already discussed in the form of payment terms. Payment terms means with every vendor, there'll be a kind of negotiation. Like there'll be a negotiation between Tata Motor and vendors that yes, once we receive the goods and all or services, the payment is going to be made in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. So let's suppose against this vendor, whatever invoices we have posted, right? So these invoices are going to be due or overdue after, let's suppose, 30 days. If there is an agreement for 30 days itself. So some of the invoices are going to be. So right now, like on a particular date, these invoices are posted, right? So from that particular date, 30 days are going to be added, right? So some invoices will be overdue, some invoices will be due, right? Some invoices will be not due, right? Okay. Now, so here, let's suppose this is the status of, okay. Now, so here is the status of invoices, right? Okay. So now here, look at here, this is the status of invoices. This is like, we'll keep. Okay, look at here. This is invoices. And a status means whether it is due or overdue. Now, so here, so status easily system is going to identify with the help of payment terms. Let's suppose we have defined a payment terms TM30. So while posting the invoices, automatically system will determine this payment terms from vendor master. TOP means terms of payment, right? Now, then after that, what is happening, guys? So system, okay. So we got the status, right? And then what is happening? User will be there from account payable department. So check. Users are going to check like whatever due and overdue invoices are there. That is going to be whatever due and overdue invoices are there. Those invoices will be the payment is going to be released. Both payment is going to be posted, and then finally the fund is going to be transferred. In the sense, payment is going to be transferred. Now, so here in this case, like let's suppose if you talk about due and overdue invoices, right? So these all are the invoices which is eligible for payment. These are the invoices which is eligible for payment. Now, then, so look at here. This is the case for one vendor. How many invoices? 3 and 4, 6 and 7 invoices are due or overdue. It means these many invoices are eligible for payment for a single vendor. And likewise, Tata Motor is having around 5,000 or 10,000 vendors or 20,000 vendors. Now, guys, if we go for the manual payment posting, it is going to take too much time. Again, multiple resources are required, right? So first of all, we'll have to check the vendor, and that too in a vendor, several invoices are there. So that also they have to check like, okay, which one is due and overdue invoices are there. Those only, for those vendors only the payment supposed to be posted, right? So they are going to identify. First challenge was, the first challenge was there like whatever invoice got posted, for those invoices, what is happening, guys? A due date calculations, due date identifications, right? So due date calculations, no need to do manually, guys. It is going to happen automatically based on the payment terms which we have defined. So that problem is solved by SAP, that no need to calculate due date manually. Simply define a payment terms and assign to the vendor master. So the moment invoice get posted, immediately SAP will calculate the due date. So that problem is solved. Now, so due date calculated automatically, and based on that, the status is going to be shown by SAP that this is overdue, this is overdue, this is due, this is not due, right? So till here, at least like the work become easy. Now again, here also we are having multiple invoices in a single vendor, and what will happen if we are having several thousand vendor? Then one by one we have to open the vendor reports. We'll have to find out that okay, against this vendor, how many invoices are due, how many invoices are overdue, how many invoices are not due, right? So it is going to take time, because 20,000, if 20,000 vendors are there, then guys, it's going to take too much time, right? And a huge team need to be maintained for that. So now, and again, the further challenges is, let's suppose these invoices are going to be due. This become overdue by a margin of 10 days. Here due means 0 days, right? Here, what is this, guys? This is, let's suppose, 12 days. And then we are having, let's suppose, another 3 days. Okay. So the another condition is, let's suppose, so even vendor are going to give us grace days also. Grace days means, like, let's suppose vendor is saying that Okay, even though invoice become due today, but still we are going to give you 5 or 7 days as a grace day, so that you can make payment. And if still vendor is not receiving payment in that given like 7 days deadline, then vendor will escalate this matter to Tata Motor, right? So this grace days means if you add the grace days here, so now what is happening, guys? So still we are, for this one we are having, still we are having 7 days. So this is now when it is going to be due, guys. So this is going to be due here 0 plus 7. So after 7 days it is going to be due, right? This is also after 7 days. So now look at here. It means we are having time. So now this is not eligible. It means we can make payment later also. This is also, and even this is also, this become overdue by margin of 2 days only. So still we have 5 days time. So this is not going to be selected in current run. And 7 days means if 7 days, then this is also we are having 1 day time, right? This is also going to be deselected. So now whatever these things are there, so we only 2 invoices are going to be paid. Remaining all, again once we are going to run APP the next payment, so there it is going to be selected. So look at here, these calculations means if manually we have to, first of all we have to find out due or overdue, and then manually you have to add like, okay, I have to add 5 days, 6 days. So calculation is going to take time, right? So now in order to solve all such kind of problem, SAP has given a program that is called automatic payment program. So if we run automatic payment program, all these identifications, due and overdue invoices identifications will be done by SAP automatically. All such kind of calculations also going to be done by SAP automatically in background itself, right? And with you within a fraction of few seconds itself, all these calculations identifications happen. It's done by SAP, and then finally whatever the overdue and whatever the eligible invoices are there for the payment, those invoices will be selected by SAP, and the payment also is going to be posted automatically. Okay, how it is going to be done, we'll see practically, guys, not funny. So now here, so now I'll come back. Look at here, automatic payment program. It is used. Now I'll read out, guys. See, the problem is like, first of all, if I quote the example, once I quote the example, then easily you guys will be able to understand whatever is written on PPT. Simply, if I'm going to read out the PPT, some of you who has already taken training from somewhere, right? You're taking this training second time to have some in-depth knowledge and all. Then for those people, they'll be able to understand. What about the people who is taking these classes first time? So anyway, now look at here. So automatic payment program, it is used to post account payable like payment to the vendor based on vendor invoices automatically, right? Automatically, I said like these all identifications are going to happen. It is going to be done by SAP automatically, right? It is used to find out the due and overdue invoices. Now you are able to understand, guys. I said due and overdue invoices, right? That is going to find out by system automatically, right? And the payment is going to be posted. Multiple conditions are there, guys, right? Here what happens, like I'll tell you one thing. In most of the classes, what is happening nowadays, people simply they cover the configurations part, right? Configurations. Look at here, this is how we are going to configure automatic payment program, right? Now after that, what will happen, guys? After that, they'll perform the testing. We'll post certain invoices. Those invoices become due or overdue. Now they'll run automatic payment program. It is going to be posted. That payment is going to be posted. Now it's done, right? But generally what happened, guys, if you go for the interview, none of the questions are going to be asked by people from these things, like whatever they have done or whatever initially like people are doing, right? The questions are going to be started after that. They'll give the scenario, right? And then now they'll say that as a consultant, you tell me what could be the possible solution. So we'll talk about multiple scenarios, guys, one by one. But before that, first of all, what we have to do, at least we have to do some basic configurations, right? we'll do some basic configurations, guys, and after that, what will happen? We'll test. While testing, also multiple errors are going to appear, guys, because knowingly, uh, when I started account payable, knowingly I made some mistake, so that those errors are going to, that is called common errors, which appears in automatic payment program. So those also I have to show you guys that how the errors are appearing, how you guys are going to analyze those errors, because that is also, this is how you guys are going to become a consultant, right? So how to do this error analysis, how to find out the root cause of those errors, right? So those things also will be explained one by one. Okay, and as I said, like several scenarios are there. That is, that also we are going to discuss one by one. It will take time. Okay, but let me start from configuration part first. So what I said, guys, yeah, this is the user as this automatic payment program. It is used to find out all this due and overdue invoices of this vendor, even customer also, right? Okay, and make payment in one go, right? So make payment in the sense the payment is going to be posted instead of doing like manual payment, means one by one against one vendor. First of all, you have to, like, for single vendor we have posted the payment, again you have to use the next vendor, next to next vendor, like that. Here in APP it's not like that. So APP means once you run this automatic payment program, all the vendors are going to be, whatever the eligible vendors are there is going to be find out by SAP automatically. How it is going to happen, guys, we'll see this. So now, okay, let me come back here. So look at here, guys. If we talk about the configuration part, so we are having, these are the steps, okay, which we have to follow one by one. Okay, lots of things are there in these, guys, but first of all we'll do the basic configurations and we'll perform the testing. We'll see the, what to say, whatever the errors or common errors and all, and then we'll go for scenario one by one. So now let me do one thing, guys. Let me log in first. It's taking time, I think. Screen is lagging. Okay, so now here, okay, so it's taking time, guys, because the laptop was open for a longer period already, like it's more than 48 hours. So I think it's hanging. Okay, FBZP. Okay, so here we are having, so these are the 6 steps are there, guys. Okay, that we have to, one by one we have to do this. So all company code, first of all, click on new entry, and here company code we have to give TM00. Now there is, look at here, guys, there is a sending company code and paying company code. Okay, there is a logic behind this. Sending company code and paying company code. What is this? I'll just give a theoretical explanations right now. Sending company code and paying company code. So guys, generally what happened? Let's suppose Tata Group. Tata Group is having multiple company code. Like Tata Motor is there. Here, like let's suppose Tata Group. Tata Motor is there. Tata Chemical is there. Then Tata Steel is there. And multiple XYZ ABC. So now here generally what happened? Tata Motor, of course, manufacturing organizations having several vendors. So whatever procurements are being done by Tata Motor, so for those vendors, the payments are going to be made by Tata Motor itself, right? But even for Tata Steel also, And Tata Chemical also, these people are going to make the procurement. This Tata Steel is also going to make the procurement, and the payment is going to be released by Tata Motor. Payment is going to be made by Tata Motor on behalf of Tata Steel and Tata Chemical. In that case, this Tata Chemical is called sending company code. Sending company code. Okay, and Tata Motor is paying company code. Right? Even Tata Steel is also called sending company code, guys, and Tata Motor is paying company code. Right? Why it is happening? Because the procurement is made by Tata Steel, right? Procurement is made by Tata Steel, and payment is going to be made by whom? Payment is going to be made by, okay, so payment is going to be made by, look at here. Okay, so it is supposed to be, the arrow is supposed to be from upper side. Okay, now look at here, not like this. Yes, it should be like this, right? So look at here, guys, the procurement is made by Tata Steel and payment is going to be made by Tata Motor, right? So sending company code is Tata Steel and paying company code is Tata Motor. The same case is applicable in case of Tata Chemical also. Okay, but guys, some criticalities will be there at the time of financial statement, isn't it? So generally, okay, so we'll do one thing. Now in this case, so sending company code, paying company code is same. Here I'll give TM00 itself, paying company code, and okay, separate payment per business area. Like let's suppose generally what happened, we have posted like these two invoices. These two invoices are going to be like this, become overdue. And let's suppose if 5 days itself is grace period, then this is also going to be treated as a overdue itself. If 5 days is the grace period. Now what is happening, guys? So these three invoices. So if the payment is going to be posted, then what will happen? Vendor account will be debited, right? And your bank account is going to be credited, right? In bank also, guys, certain concept is there, but right now it is not the good time to explain those things, and it's not the good time to go in that much details, right? Because if you talk about like bank, so which bank will come, right? So again, that is a different story, that is a different, what to say, part. So we'll discuss that, those things also, but not right now. So here again, so vendor is going to be debited and your bank account is going to be credited. So whichever vendor like XYZ, so vendor is going to be debited. How? So your, let's suppose vendor XYZ, debit. How much? So here 4,000 and 9,000 and plus, so 10,400. 10,400 and bank account is going to be credited 10,400, right? At the same time, now what is happening, guys? Let's suppose if these two line item posted against a different business area, and these two line items and this one is posted against different business area, then two different line items are going to be generated. Separate entry will be there business area wise, right? So in that case, this vendor account is going to be debited. Let's suppose this is posted against business area A, so 9,000 against business area A. Again the same vendor is going to be debited with 1,400 for business area B, and then the bank is going to be credited with 10,400. So this is what the logic, guys. Okay, and tolerance days, of course, like I said, the grace period and all. Right now, don't give anything. As I said, like first of all, we have to do the basic configurations. We'll perform the testing. We'll check the common errors which appears, and then we'll come back one by one, and we'll see the scenario wise. Even here, like special GL in the sense like if you have to make down payment, right? If you want to make payment of down payment, guys, so that also can be done through APP, automatic payment program, right? And again, the question is like if you have to make a down payment to the vendor, right? Down payment if we are going to make through APP, then how automatic payment program will come to know? There is a challenge here, guys. Okay. Now, let's suppose if you run this automatic payment program, we are having certain invoices which become overdue. So easily system is going to read out these things, right? Now, at the same time, we are planning to place another order with this vendor, and vendor is demanding 30% amount in the form of advance down payment. So that down payment also, if you want, that this down payment also supposed to be posted with the help of APP, automatic payment program itself. How SAP will come to know? SAP is not having brain, right? So how SAP will come to know that we have to post a down payment also? Manual means simply we are going to select the vendor number and all. But here how SAP is going to post this down payment, right? So for that again, the thing will come into picture that is called down payment request, isn't it? So generally down payment request is going to be used for automatic payment program itself, guys. Now here, recently somebody was uh, asking questions that if you have to, like if you want to go for manual, what do you say, if you have to post down payment manually, right? Then are we going to create a down payment request for that or not? So the thing is, I've seen like multiple configurations where like people, if you talk about down payment, there are multiple people who is going to start configurations from creation of down payment request. So guys, first of all, they have to explain the logic behind the down payment request. What will happen? Why we are creating down payment request and all. So guys, down payment request creation is not required for manual down payment posting. Manually, you are the one who is going to decide, right? Down payment request we are going to create only if the down payment is going to be posted with the help of automatic payment program, because here SAP or so-called APP program, this automatic payment program don't know like, okay, we have to make down payment against this particular vendor, right? So if you post a down payment request, it's a kind of notification, right? It's a kind of notification in the sense like if you have posted a down payment request, then system will, SAP will read out and SAP will be able to understand that okay, a down payment request is posted, right? It means we have to make a down payment also to this vendor. So then down payment is going to be posted. Further small configurations are there that also we'll see, but not right now, guys. As I said, like multiple things we have to discuss, right? So those things will be discussed one by one, but not right now. So you just do one thing, leave this field as a blank itself. We'll cover these things later. Simply just save it. Just save it. Don't do anything here. Simply come back. Now, then what next? Come back here. So paying company code. Click on inventory and the viewer. Paying company code here. Okay. So minimum amount for incoming payment and minimum amount for outgoing payment, guys. Like minimum amount for incoming payment and outgoing payment. So here what happens? Let's suppose if you run this automatic payment program and you found that total whatever outgoing payment is there, like overdue or due invoices worth of 100 rupees only, or a small $100 or whatever it is. So a small amount is there, right? So for this one, why to run automatic payment program, guys? Isn't it? If a small amount is there, then why to run this APP? But generally, it's not happen, because if you talk about the big organizations and all, always on daily basis, million worth of invoices are going to be due and overdue, right? But still, a minimum conditions we can specify so that if the overall open items are less than this amount, in that case, payment is not going to be posted. Okay, that can be posted manually also, right? Why to follow all the process for that? So we are going to specify small amount here. Okay, and no need to click on forms and sender details right now. There is a logic behind that also, guys, but again, if I'm going to, I'll show these all things practically, but right now you just save it here itself. Okay, now, so as I said, like first of all we have to do a basic configurations. Come back and then we'll go in details scenario wise. Scenario wise in the sense, like let's suppose in next session I'm going to cover one scenario. So whatever the relevant configuration is there with that scenario, that I'm going to touch, and then we'll perform our testing, in the sense configuration and testing. So this is how you guys will be having, a perfect understanding, and then you will come to know the, okay, what is the logic behind this check mark, what is the logic behind this configurations, right? And then control also, you guys will come to know that what is the control of this field or that field, whatever it is. So we'll see payment method in country, right? This payment method is having very crucial role, guys, but very less people know about this. Okay, if you talk about, like I said, like some common errors are going to take place. So somewhere it is associated with this payment method also, right? But the people, they don't know how to analyze these things, right? How to find out the root cause, right? So we'll see those things also. So payment method in country, guys, right now. So what is the use of this payment method? Okay, multiple uses are there, and even payment method is having certain control also, right? What are those control? That also I'll show you practically. Theoretically, if I says that easily you guys are going to forget, I'll tell you. Practically, I'll show you, don't worry. So now, what is the major use of payment method, guys? So of course, like by which payment method, like how we have paid to the vendor, whether it is online transfer, in the sense bank transfer, we can say, right? Or else like check payment. Okay, so say for example, we have the payment got posted, right? The payment got posted. So while posting the payment, so let's suppose that line item got generated and it is posted against payment method C. Payment method C. C stands for check, right? Let's suppose due to certain reason the vendor couldn't get the, let's suppose, I'll tell you what happened. Say for example, Tata Motor is running this APP, a particular cycle is there on every Monday or weekly twice. Okay, now weekly twice. So it depends upon the organizations, guys. Even every week also, every after 15 days also, it will be. So now let's suppose if every Monday, take example of every Monday. So let's suppose if the first Monday is on this day first, then what is happening? The next Monday will be, I think, on 8th. 7 or 8 days will be added, right? So now, so here, okay, just assume it is the next Monday is going to come on 8th of the next month. So in between, let's suppose if any particular invoice become, if any particular invoice become, okay, so let's suppose a particular invoice become due or overdue, say for example on the second itself or third itself, right? So generally what happened, guys, it become due or overdue third. Vendor has already given us what you say, this grace period of 5 days, right? So by adding those 5 days, that invoice is going to be due or overdue on second or third. But those invoices, let's suppose those invoices are going to be paid in the second run, right? The first run we have run on this date, and second run is going to be, second APP is going to run on 8th. Now what will happen, guys? So already, like then we'll have to wait for an additional 5-6 days, right? So in between, so on 8th, let's suppose it was, the payment is posted and the check is released, sent to the vendors, okay, via courier. Vendor has already waited for 5 days, and then they are going to escalate this matter to the account payable team. Account payable team, in the sense, that is called help desk team. Help desk team means in account payable, guys, of course, like help desk team will be there. So what is the use of this help desk team? These people will be, they're going to interact with the vendor. Whatever the disputes are there, such kind of dispute, like Vendor is saying that I couldn't receive the payment even though my invoice was already overdue just 5 days back itself, right? So in that case, account payable help desk team is going to check. So they will find out that okay, this payment was posted on so and so date. Again, they will check like, so what is the payment method? Here they come to know that payment method is C. C means they will come to know that this payment is here. The payment is released by check. So check means they are going to send a courier to the vendor, and it is going to take 5 to 6 working days. So they will simply inform to the vendor that on so and so date payment was posted, and we have sent your check through by a courier. So you have to wait for few more days, in the sense 5 to 7 working days, and then you'll be receiving. So the status, how they came to know, guys, status they came to know by this payment method itself. Of course, apart from this, payment method is having certain control that is pretty exclusive, that is very exclusive and unique. That also I'll explain. But right now, what you have to do, guys, so click on payment method in country and purchasing. Give your country code. Look at here, various payment methods are already defined. We are going to use the standard which is already given by SAP. So for online transfer, if you want to use online transfer, then T is given by SAP. Okay. And for check, already here C is given by SAP. So these two is already, it is delivered by standard payment method, which is delivered by SAP. Okay. So right now I'll use anyone, and anyway, as I said, like in next session, in the common error also, the use of payment method will come into picture. So then we'll see in more details. So use anyone. I'll use T right now. Okay, this T I'm going to use. If you want to create your own, you can copy this one and you can create, you can give a different code, but no use, guys. Just come back, because if you don't know the usage and simply you have configured, you have created, there is no use, right? Logic we don't know, simply configurations we have done. So first of all, we need to understand the logic. Okay, so payment method in country, that I have decided that T right now, even C also will have a look later, not now. Multiple sessions will be there, guys, on terms of payment. Okay, so payment method in company code. So here we have to assign this payment method with our company code. Click on inventory, guys, and give a company code PM00 payment method T. Okay, now here also certain logic is there. Okay, so amount limit, so minimum and maximum amount we are going to specify. So minimum I'll give 0, and maximum you can give a maximum amount right now. Okay, and control this and save it. Okay, no need to click on this form data and all. There is a logic behind that also, but we'll discuss. As I said, scenario wise, we are going to see one by one. Click on back button. Okay, now, so that we have done payment method in country and payment method in company code. What next, guys? The next one is bank determinations. So bank determinations, here certain mapping is going to be done. But before going for this one, this is step, right? First of all, you have to create house bank. What is the house bank, guys? House bank, the bank which is going to be used for this payment transfer and all, right? If you have to make payment to the vendor, then of course the payment will be transferred from a particular bank account, right? So those bank accounts are going to be set up here in the form of house bank. So click on house bank and give your company code. I'll tell you, guys, there is a question. House bank is going to be defined at which level? Look at here, the assignment at the time of creation itself, we are going to give the company code, right? So house bank is getting created at company code level. Press enter and then click on the entry. So here, let's suppose I'm going to give HDFC, country key and bank key. Bank key generally is, this is a master data. There is a master data which stores like bank related informations, Informations in the sense the name, address of the bank details, and apart from this, the SWIFT code will be there, or for India IFSC code is there. So these things are going to be stored at bank key level itself. Okay, so I'm going to give a key HDFC itself. If bank key is not created, then you need to click on create button. And if it is already created, you can leave it, or else if you want to change, you can change. You can click here and change it. But right now, how you will come to know whether it is created or not? So you press enter and then you see which one is highlighted here. Right now, this one is highlighted. This change is not highlighted. But if I press enter, now look at here, the change button that got highlighted. Okay, it means this is already created. So anyway, you can click here. Look at here, all the details are there. And here, IFSC code, these things are already given. Okay, now you click on bank account, double click on bank account folder and click on new entry. So here what happened guys, you have to give an account ID. What is this account ID that I'll let you know? Okay, and you have to give an account number also. Here we are going to give bank GL which already created earlier. You have to give the currency and save it. So guys, in a single house bank, we can have, do you want to transport I-1? As of now, no. Click on no. I-1. Okay. So it is like international bank account number that is going to be used for cross-border payment transfer. Now, generally what happened here? So look at here, account ID, right? So what is the logic behind this account ID, guys? The way we are having, like in a single bank, you can have multiple accounts. In HDFC, we can have 2 accounts. We can maintain 3 accounts. In this sense, 3 accounts also will be there. So now, sometimes transactions are happening from account number 1. Sometimes transactions are happening from account number 2, right? So these accounts, while setting up the house bank, so here house bank is SDFC itself, right? And in SDFC, you're having 3 bank accounts, right? So generally what happened, for every bank account, we have to set up one account ID. So look at here the logic, guys. What is the logic behind account ID? So bank account wise, the account ID is going to be created. In a single bank, in single like SDFC bank, if I'm having 2 different accounts, then 2 different account ID is going to be set up. So it's account ID itself against which you are going to give your bank account number, right? So look at here, I have already said. If you want to create another, okay, look at here, one account ID like SDFC1, that is for this bank account. Now, if in the same bank, if you are having another, bank account, then what to do, guys? You can set up another account ID that is called HDFC2, and the second account, bank account number you can give. So what is the logic behind this account ID, guys? Account ID is getting created or going to be created. It's going to be set up bank account number wise. For every bank account number, one account ID must be set up. That is the logic behind this account ID, right? Account ID is getting created at which level, guys? That is getting created against your house bank. So you can say at house bank level it is going to be created, and house bank is going to be created at company code level, right? So even we can say company code level also, not directly, indirectly, right? So what we have done, we have set up, click on back button, we have set up the house bank, right? Now click on bank determination. Okay, in bank determination, first of all, what you have to do, guys, click on position. give your company code, paying company code, TM00, select it, and double click on ranking order. Okay. Here guys, there are lots of people, they know the configurations, but they don't know the exact logic behind the ranking order. Or it might be they can code the definitions in 1 line and 2 line, right? But when the interviewer started asking, because whatever your answers are there, guys, from your answer itself, the question will be derived. So if you don't have proper understanding means practical exposure I'm talking about. It's not like that I have simply specified in just 2 line and 3 line, right? So what is the use of ranking order? Can anyone explain what is the logic behind ranking order, guys? At least someone give some basic like explanations based on the name or something. Anyone want to explain? Okay, everyone is there on mute itself. Okay guys, so don't worry, that I'll cover. Practically I'll show you. Okay, what is the logic behind this ranking order and in which cases, in which scenario it is going to be triggered by system. Okay, so right now we are having only one house bank. So give the payment method T, your currency, rank order, and then okay, then double click on bank accounts, new entry. So here house bank, SDFC. Again payment method, you have to map your currency, you have to give, and then account ID, that is for SDFC1, and bank sub account. Right, so here bank sub account is having a different logic, guys. Okay, but again, as I said, like in a single session it is not possible to explain all the logic. So you right now you just assign 1000 itself, in the sense whatever bank account we have created, that bank account number itself you have to give. But there is a very big logic here, guys, right? Lots of people, they don't know what is the logic and which accounts are going to be assigned here. So don't worry, you guys will come to know. But right now, whatever house bank, whatever bank account GL we have created, GL account we have created for the your bank account and all, that same GL we are going to give here. Double click on bank account enhanced, save it first, and then okay, house bank, payment method, currency, tracking, count ID. They already we have done, right? No, save it. We have done the bank account, this folder, right? Yes. So house bank, what is happening, guys? Here the rank order, that one step is added. Available amount. Okay, there is a logic behind this available amount, guys. Okay, right now simple configurations we have to do. What is the logic? There'll be a separate session on this. Okay, so we'll see at that point of time. Right now what is happening, guys? You just complete the configurations and give a maximum amount here, right? Because right now what is our first what do you say this one, guys? Objective to the first aim is to complete the configurations, perform the testing, right? And certain common errors I have to discuss, I have to explain, and after that one by one at a set scenario. So these things are going to be covered in that. Okay, don't worry, you just save it. So now what we have done, guys, we have done the basic configurations of automatic payment program, right? Here basic configurations we have done. Now what next? So the next one is we have to post certain invoices, right? And we have to check whether the system is able to identify the invoices and payment is going to be posted automatically or not. If it is posted automatically, then till now whatever configurations we have done, right, it's working fine. And if it is not posted automatically, then in that case somewhere some mistake is there in the configurations, so that we'll see one by one. So while posting the invoices, guys, of course you guys are going to get we are going to face certain issues, certain errors, and I'll show you guys what is the how to find out the root cause of error, and how to do the analysis, error analysis, right? So those things are going to be discussed in the next session. So that's all in this session, guys, and that's all for today.